One of my favorite things about filming this video and this whole experience was seeing all the different beautiful locations that we got to film in. We filmed all up and down the California coast, and we saw different areas of the Pacific Ocean, and we got to see it in the most beautiful time that we could see it, which was the fall and the winter time. One of our film friends, Miguel, color corrected everything. And then he gave me the advice to keep it black and white, because not only is black and white going to give us the kind of like that empty sadness, but it's also going to help with the color situation. He even got to end up using some of his amazing footage from Trinidad, and it added the perfect touch to the video.
My favorite part about filming the video was filming at the Salton Sea. It was a really cool experience, everything looked so pretty, and it was super quiet, and the background just looked really amazing.
The Salton Sea in itself is a very sad place because everything there is dying, everything there is ending, and everything there is abandoned. So when we filmed there, you could kind of sense it through the camera that this place is done. It's very, very done. On the way to the Salton Sea, we found this article where this guy, he walked all around the Salton Sea and he found these two boats, and they had a message written on them. One said, "Hope for the best," and the other one said, "Prepare for the worst." And at the end, it said "the end." So I thought this would be the most amazing thing in the world if we could find these boats today and film at these boats. So the article said that these boats were located 1 mile north of Bombay Beach. So we drove to Bombay Beach and we started driving back along the coast and looking for these boats.
Are we supposed to follow her?
No, she's gonna go check to see if it's a boat.
We were looking at every little shadow that could have been the boat, and we didn't find them.
That was not a boat. That was like a stump of cement from the 80s.
On the way back, I was so determined to find these boats that when I came home, I spent about 2 hours on Google Earth photos looking for different shadows on the Salton Sea that would be those boats. Finally, I found them. I found the boats, and I got the map coordinate, the -33 point whatever, and I wrote it down. And then about a week later, Jake and I went out there and we found the boats. We walked to them, and it was like finding treasure. It was like finding buried treasure because it was in the middle of nowhere, these two beautiful boats. So we got to film on those boats.
My favorite shooting instance is when Eva threw the box. She was tossing the box, and I was yelling at her, "You're get mad! Get pissed! Throw the suitcase again! Yeah, they're kicking again! Yeah, throw that! Yeah! Oh yeah!" That was my favorite part of filming it, just because like Eva just like kept throwing it and breaking it, shaking it out. And then we ended up picking it up after, so anyone who's worried about the Salton Sea where we filmed that bit, the Salton Sea is fine.
One thing that really made me mad. Every time we filmed, there was always somebody around that tried to get into the shot. So there were these people walking around, and every time they saw a camera, they wanted to come and be in the shot. So they ruin the shot, or they like walk by and their shadow ruins the shot, and it would make me so mad. I would just get so mad.
Keep going.
Press that! Press it! Get over here! There, you're in their shot! Hold the thing! Get over here! Guys, we're here first.
So definitely the smell was pretty bad.
This is the grossest thing ever!
the dirt or fish bone. I don't even know what, it's like mud with fish heads. It was like disgusting.
Tell me about your shoes. I know you love shoes.
Because we were filming a video, I was like, oh, I'm gonna polish my shoes. I'm gonna go dress nicely, you know, as we were supposed to do. We were going to Salton Sea. I'd never been there before. When we get there, and I'm like, oh, it's probably going to get worse than this. So I started walking toward like the actual sea, and then I just started sinking into fish bones everywhere.
There's mine! Oh, hell no. Eva, look what happened! I lost a shoe!
And one of you guys, I don't remember who, he had to help me and get me out of that. But yeah, I lost a pair of shoes, just smelled really bad. But at least we got some good footage. That's what's important.
One of the problems I really had for this video, I couldn't stop laughing because the whole time when we were filming, I just kept thinking in my mind, I wonder if my band thinks that I'm crazy, because none of them could really see my vision, what the story was about. And every time I tried to act, it was so unnatural to me, and I just felt like the whole thing just seemed so ridiculous to me.
I think sometimes we don't realize how stupid something is until we actually try it.
Do it again. Here. Do it again.
It's gonna be even weirder with Ben, I think. Actually, it might be easier because I... Hold on a second, I didn't want to look at his face, but I tried to.
Too much, dude! Shooting the Zero Turn You music video had its many challenges, the biggest being, I would say, lack of experience. Try to do different takes in different ways.
A little bit more subtle. No, I think this scene you should like be bringing the map out, because if you have it open, it's just going to be green map. Oh yeah, you're right.
Walking, and then it's the green map. Yeah, so
Okay.
So
Walk up, really?
Yeah.
Not walk up, but like...
Just be like right there.
Be right here and then
unfolding
open
your
it.
map, yeah.
Open it and then
Like talk to us, pretend like...
say like
hey.
action, like hey, I'm gonna... Another difficult part of filming Zero Turn You is we did a lot of it at the sea, and the best time to either shoot is sunrise or sunset, or that golden hour, as a lot of filmmakers say. And so we had to keep going back and making sure that we got that time, and that time was very limited, especially in the winter time when we actually filmed a lot of it.
Like that, yeah. And act like you're dying a little bit.
what do I do? Like
Just like float or something, right? We're like having a hard time, kind of. Oh my god! It's so cool. Good bonding experience, right?
Now we know each other.
He's waiting for us to tell him. I think I'm gonna be the one that drowns.
Is that good at all?
Whatever you do, don't look in the camera and don't ask questions. Just keep going.
Stuck every day on a foreign island, finding the roots to leaving in my mind. See you packing all your thoughts, storing me into a box. If you're gonna leave, then...
One tip that I found really helpful was to make a storyboard. So a storyboard doesn't have to be fancy, it could just be stick figures. And as you can see, it ended up going exactly how I planned it in my mind. It basically helps you translate your story into the right camera angles, and it helps you tell your story, it helps you tell your idea. It might look crazy when it's stick figures, but it will get the idea across, and it really helped me. And all you have to do is capture that shot and just replace the storyboard photo with that shot, and that way you basically already have your music video in front of you before you even film it. This I learned the hard way. Be prepared to have to go back to the location to reshoot. I had this really good shot of Jake walking back sad with the suitcase, and when I came home and watched it on the big screen, there were tire tracks in the sand, and I was thinking, oh, there can't be tire tracks in the sand.
So we had to keep going back and reshooting and reshooting. So the best advice I could sort of give is just keep shooting stuff and shoot more than you should.
When you are shooting, look at everything. Well, notice all the details, because once you see it on a big screen, you really see it, and it sticks out a lot. So that's my tip. If you have a story or an idea, you can tell it using whatever you have. If you have an iPhone or an Android, or even if you have a piece of paper and a pencil and you want to do like a stop motion, you can tell your story however you want using whatever you have. Nowadays, it's really hard to do that because there's so much technology and there's so many gadgets and devices and really fancy cameras that a lot of people can't afford. And you might get into this mentality where you think, I need the best thing in order to make the best thing. But in reality, all you really need is something to tell your story with. If people back in the day wrote their stories and drew their stories on cave walls, then we can definitely take an iPhone or even like an old flip phone that has video on it, and we can make a music video out of it.
Just try. I mean, use your iPhone, use a crappy camera. The camera we use is about 7 years old, maybe older than that, so it wasn't that new when we used it, but it ended up coming okay, and I got some cool shots.
As long as you have a story to tell, somebody out there in this world will relate to it and be thankful for it. So don't give up and keep being creative.
And action. And action. 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 Just keep dancing, it looks great. Action. Oh, I'll yell action. Okay, action. 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 Stop. Oh.
Stop laughing, Jake, be serious. Hold up. Don't laugh, you guys.
Action. Action.
I'm really sorry that you lost your shoes, but all I could give you is this cupcake.
Aww, thank you. Nicest thing you've done since